The Tesla Model X is one of the most recognizable cars Tesla has ever built, and after 14 years, it is now leaving production. Tesla has confirmed that both the Model S and the Model X are ending, marking the close with a small farewell run it calls the Signature Edition. Elon Musk described the discontinuation as an honorable discharge. That matters here, because the Model X was never just another electric SUV. It was the car that proved an electric vehicle could be genuinely useful, genuinely fast, and completely impossible to ignore, all at the same time. This is the send-off for the SUV that made the rest of the industry rethink what a family electric car could be. The story of the Model X really begins with how unlikely it was. When it arrived, the idea of a large electric SUV that could out-accelerate sports cars while carrying 7 people and their luggage seemed almost unreasonable. Most of the industry was still arguing about whether electric cars could work at all. Tesla answered by building something that did everything at once, then kept refining it through software rather than starting over. That is a big part of why a car this old still feels modern today. In this clean white finish, the Model X still has a presence that nothing else on the road quite matches. The shape is part minivan, part spaceship, with that enormous panoramic windshield curving up and over the front seats. There is no grille, just smooth bodywork and flush handles. The proportions are tall and wide, but the low nose and tapering roofline keep it looking sleek rather than boxy. Then there are the doors, and we will get to those, because they are the reason most people stop and look. The Falcon Wing rear doors are the Model X signature, and the first thing anyone wants to see. Hinged at the roof, they swing upward rather than out, and they are loaded with sensors that detect obstacles so they can open in tight spaces without hitting the car next to you. Watching them rise is genuinely theatrical, and the access they give to the second row is enormous. You can stand almost upright while loading a child into a seat. The honest reality is that these doors have a history of being finicky, with sensors and alignment occasionally needing attention, and they need real overhead and side clearance to open fully, so a low garage can be a problem. What makes up for it is that nothing else offers this kind of wide, walk-in access to the back seats, and the newer cars are far more dependable than the early ones. Up front, the driving position sits high and commanding, with a clear view out over that sweeping windshield that stretches into the roof. On a sunny day, it floods the cabin with light. The seats are well cushioned and supportive, and the quiet inside at speed is genuinely impressive. Tesla insulated this car well, and it feels calm and hushed in a way that suits its size. Inside is where the Model X shows its split personality. The cabin is built around a 17-inch landscape touchscreen that tilts toward the driver, with a second screen ahead of the wheel and a third for rear passengers. The minimalist dashboard runs the full width, the wood trim spans the cabin, and the floating console keeps everything clean and open. This car wears a bright white interior with the round steering wheel rather than the yoke, which most buyers now prefer. The materials are good without quite reaching the plushness of a Mercedes or a Lucid, but the sense of space and light from that giant windshield is something no rival can replicate. This particular car is set up as a 6-seater, with 2 individual captain chairs in the middle row. That layout is the one most buyers want because it makes the third row genuinely easy to reach by walking between the second row seats. The middle chairs are comfortable and supportive, and the white upholstery carries through. For a vehicle this focused on technology, seating flexibility is the quiet strength that keeps families coming back. The practicality is where the Model X earns its keep. Behind the rear seats there is a deep cargo area with generous underfloor storage, and folding the seats opens up a cavernous load space. Then there is the front trunk under the bonnet, adding another compartment where an engine would normally sit. On top of that, the Model X tows more than most electric SUVs on sale, which is rare in this class. If walkarounds like this help you decide which cars are worth your time, subscribe so you catch the next one. Then there is the powertrain, because the Model X was never slow. The standard version uses a dual motor setup, producing 670 horsepower and reaching 60 miles per hour in around 3.8 seconds. The Plaid version steps up to a tri-motor layout with 1020 horsepower, dropping the 0 to 60 time to roughly 2.5 seconds. That is supercar territory in a 7-seat family SUV, which still sounds absurd even years after it arrived. Range lands around 335 to 350 miles, depending on wheels. And the Supercharger network remains the easiest fast charging experience on the road, adding around 200 miles in 15 minutes. So this is how the Model X bows out. It arrived as the strangest, most ambitious electric SUV anyone had built. and it leaves still offering a combination of speed, space, and theater that nothing is fully matched. The doors remain divisive. The interior trails some rivals on outright luxury, and newer competitors have closed the gap on range and refinement. It is also worth remembering what the Model X meant for everyone who followed. Almost every premium electric SUV on sale today exists in a world this car helped create. It proved buyers would pay for an electric family car if it felt special enough. But as a final statement from the SUV that proved electric family cars could be genuinely exciting, the Model X is leaving on its own terms. The factory is moving on now, and a 14-year chapter is closing. Cars this bold do not come around often. For watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one, and don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.